Welcome to A Better Choice Homestead. My name is Kelly, and on my channel, I focus on food. I focus on growing it, preparing it, and preserving it. On Fridays, it is a freeze-dry video. On Sundays, it is a gardening video, whether that is sowing seeds, transplanting, cultivating in the garden, harvesting from the garden, or preserving from the garden, which would typically mean dehydrating or canning. On Tuesdays, I do a cook with me video, and those videos focus on a really simple, healthy meal that is easy to put together on a weeknight, but that is packed full of nutrition. Today is Tuesday, so this is a Tasty Tuesday edition, and the meal I have planned for you today could not be any easier. It is a zesty avocado shrimp salad. And it's going to be put together in under 5 minutes, and it is going to be just an explosion of delicious flavor in your mouth and a real health boost to your system. So I'm going to bring you down, show you the ingredients, and we're going to whip this together. For this dish, we are going to be using some tomatoes, and unfortunately it is not tomato season in the garden, so I did purchase these at the store. However, these are really tasty. These are called Flavor Bombs, Cherry on the Vine. I've used most of the package already because, truth be told, I did this recipe a few days ago and forgot to turn on the mic. So I'm doing it again, but that's okay. It was so delicious. We are going to really appreciate having that in the house again. So tomatoes are loaded with antioxidants. They have beta carotene, they have lycopene, they have vitamin C. And these protect your cells against damage by protecting your DNA. So they really are a cancer preventative. Tomatoes also lower the risk of heart disease, including neurodegenerative diseases and type 2 diabetes. The antioxidants in here also support your immune system, and the lycopene shows promise in protecting the brain against Alzheimer's. And did you know that more than 6 million Americans over the age of 65 have Alzheimer's disease today? That's insane to me. 65 is not that old. 6 million over the age of 65. So eat your tomatoes. So we're going to start with some tomatoes. And I am just going to dice these up. I'm going to probably use a few more than that. You can use as little or as many tomatoes as you would like. I like tomatoes. And normally, I don't like the ones bought at the grocery store. They don't tend to have a lot of flavor. But again, it's not tomato season, and these ones do taste pretty darn good. Let me get a couple bowls going here. I'm going to just put those in a bowl as soon as they're diced up. So because these are small cherries, I'm just going to cut them in half those again, and then cut through them once more. So I'm just cutting these into eighths. While I've got these, while I'm cutting these, I have a pot of water that I have on a medium-high heat to bring to a boil. All right, that's it for the tomatoes. Next, I have about a cup of diced avocado. Now, I did not dice this avocado. I found it frozen in my grocery store. So I'm just gonna put about 1 cup of diced avocado. And this has been defrosted. Need to get a little towel here for my hands. So avocados are a superfood. They are actually a fruit, and they lower your risk of developing cardiovascular disease. They increase your cognitive function, and they also lower your bad cholesterol and increase your good cholesterol. They're also a really good source of potassium, which helps lower your sodium levels and also helps treat high blood pressure. And because it is loaded with antioxidants such as lutein, beta carotene, vitamin E, and vitamin K, it helps fight cancer as well. Next, I'm going to add some cilantro. This is cilantro that I grew in my garden last year and freeze dried. I'm just going to add a couple good pinches of this. Cilantro is also considered a superfood. I'm going to smush it up a little bit so it activates the flavors in there. I'm going to do 2 pinches. And cilantro has a lot of vitamin K, vitamin A, and vitamin C, all antioxidants. It also has antimicrobial properties in it, so it helps fight bacteria and viruses in your body. It also has polyphenols, which are also an antioxidant, which help reduce inflammation. So cilantro is an excellent additive to your diet. Next, I am going to add some spicy marinated peppers. Now, if I had fresh jalapenos right now, I would use those, but I don't. And these are hot peppers that I sourced at the farmer's market last year and did a olive oil canning preservation on these, which I didn't even know you could do, but I found it in the ball book, so I went with it. These are sweet. They have a sweet flavor to them, but they also have a little bit of heat. So I'm just gonna run my knife through these really quick and add those in for just a little hint of heat in this dish. If you don't like heat, you can leave it out. If you don't like cilantro, because I understand half the world doesn't, you can leave the cilantro out and maybe add some parsley, which is another wonderful herb full of nutrients. All right, that's all we need in this bowl. I've got my water boiling and it's time to add the shrimp. So here I have 1 pound of medium shrimp. And these are gonna go in for 2 to 3 minutes. I usually do 2.5 minutes because they are cold and they're gonna cool down the water. But these are peeled and deveined. Shrimp have zinc in them. They're loaded with zinc, which is great for your immune support. They also have vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. They contain selenium, which helps your body make antioxidant enzymes. They have B12, which aids your nervous system, as well as helps you make red blood cells. They're also really low in calories and high in protein. So these are an excellent food choice for your overall health. And I'm gonna put all 1 pound of those in here, trying not to get the water from the bag onto my cutting surface. There we go. Just gonna dry my hands here. All right, so these only need about 2.5 minutes in the pot. Just gonna give those a quick stir. Those are almost done. Clean up my workspace here. You don't want to overcook your shrimp, so those look pretty good to me. We're going to go ahead and get those out. So I just got a little spider strainer here. I'm just going to take those out. And I'm just going to give these a quick rinse under some cold water to cool them off. There we go. Shrimp is rinsed and drained. I'm going to use this cup because it's already dirty, and I am going to slice up some red onion in here. This was a new onion when I made this recipe a couple days ago, and it is my last red onion. So I'm just going to cut off the side that has been exposed to air because onions can pick up a lot of bacteria after they've been cut. I'm just going to do a couple slices. take off those end pieces. That one just had a little boo-boo on it. I'll remove that. And then I'm just going to dice these up. I'm going to add that right to this measuring cup. That way I don't have to dirty another bowl or vessel. I am all about simple here. And to the onions, I am going to add the equivalent of 2 limes, the juice of 2 limes, which is about a 1/4 cup of lime juice. And I'm just going to let that sit in there for just a minute, let that onion flavor mellow just a little bit. And now I am going to take the tomato, avocado, pepper, and cilantro and dump it over the shrimp. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper, and this is to taste. I typically use Redmond's real salt in my kitchen, and this does tend to have a saltier flavor to it than a normal table salt. It also has a lot of healthy minerals in it for you. It is a really good salt choice. I get that at Azure Standard in bulk. I buy it in the 25-pound bags. And then I'm going to add some black pepper as well. And as I say on all of my cook videos, seasonings are always to taste. So you can add as little or as much as you'd like. I probably added about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. Get some of this mess out of the way. And now I'm just going to grab a spoon and toss this around. Make sure that the salt and pepper and the cilantro get well blended in. That looks good. Now I'm going to pour my lemon juice and onions over the top of this. And I'm going to give it one more mix. Oh, this is already smelling amazing. The smell of that lemon juice, it just reminds me of freshness, of spring. And that's where we are in the season right now. This is the middle of April. And so this is a perfect dish for this season. That's it. There you have it. Now, what I will do with this, I'm going to make a little salad on a bed of lettuce. It's not going to be homegrown lettuce. I do have lettuce outside right now, but it probably needs another week or 2 before that's going to be ready. But I do have some store-bought lettuce. So let me bring you down and let me show you how I build this meal. So I've got a romaine heart left in this bag. And this is pre-washed, organic. And I'm going to use probably this whole stalk here because it's lettuce, number one, and it's also not very thick. So I'm just going to chop it up into bite-sized pieces one way, and then I'm just going to run my knife down the middle of it the other way. And now we have a nice romaine chop. The last thing I am going to do to this beautiful dish of shrimp and avocado is just drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon. And then I am going to serve this up. Look how gorgeous that looks. All right, I've got my bowl of chopped romaine and my beautiful bowl of zesty shrimp avocado goodness. And I'm gonna put just a couple scoops over the top of this. That lime juice and that olive oil is going to create the sauce or the dressing for the whole salad. So let's give this a taste. This smells so good. Ugh, and it looks delicious too. I can't wait to try this. Although I did have this just the other day, and we do like making this dish, and that's why I wanted to share it. It is a super simple supper that is loaded with good nutrition for your body, and it only took 5 minutes to throw together. The shrimp is cooked perfectly. It's not tough at all. That was plenty of time in the water, and it wasn't too much time. The avocados, they're so creamy in your mouth. The tomatoes do add just that little bit of summer flavor. They actually do have a nice flavor to them. I can taste the cilantro as well. It's not overpowering, but it's there. And then I've got that lime juice and olive oil on here, and the lime juice is giving it just that summertime zing. Mm. Oh, that is so good. So there you have it, a super simple and scrumptious dinner that you can throw together in 5 minutes. Thank you for joining me here at A Better Choice Homestead. My name is Kelly, and I hope that you come back and visit again soon.